Good evening and welcome. You can see after a spell of few rainy days, the collaboration between sun god and rain god has been kind enough to give us access to this place. Welcome everyone. Today we are having a second session of Joy of Learning series. We are trying to cover in the first round some topics related to Auroville economy. The previous one was on the overview of Auroville economy. This one and the next one, we are calling it second A and second B. We are essentially covering Auroville overview of what Mother had given about the evolution of Auroville economy. Plus, finally, we'll be covering the Auroville services, the aspect of units, which will be covered in the next session, which we are hoping to organize sometime in 2 to 3 weeks period. So today's session will be based on, we have the speakers, Gilles, talking about the evolution of Mother's vision on economy, Alain Bernard, giving an overview about chronological account of Auroville's economic experiment, which have happened in the last 40 years, which are very much part of how Auroville's experimentation have happened, and Nicole and Isha about overview of Auroville services landscape. Alain is the moderator. In the next session, right now we are here covering aspects of economy. Next one, which will be the part 2 of this, units and services, but a bit more focused on units. Third one, we will be trying for Auroville maintenance system, the third session, and possibilities of growth and self-reliance could be one of the session, and more sessions on governance, decision making, land and asset management, and housing. These are future intended sessions. We have a lot to do and put it all together. Right now we are somewhere there. I think this is it as a basic introduction. I would request Alain to take over from here and you just proceed.
Thank you, Lalit. Just a very quick bridge from our last session for those people who were not here or were here but have very short memories. I thought I'd just mention a couple of the things that were mentioned then, because I think it's important to carry them over to today. Divya was one of the presenters last time, and she looked at the unique aspects of the Auroville economy. She made a couple of points. One very important one, I think, was she talked about the dissonance between the conventional way of looking at economy and money matters and what Mother has laid out for us here. And she was saying basically one of the problems we have is we're kind of tugged two ways. On the one hand towards the ideal, on the other hand that old default setting, which is the conventional setting regarding money. She also identified gaps in the present system, including financing of higher education, old age care, and housing. And then Lyle made a presentation. He was looking basically at money flows, the money flowing in and out. He identified Auroville's major economic aims, but pointed out that we haven't really examined what some of them actually mean in practice. He laid out the trends in money flows over the past decade, and pointed out that the commercial units and guest houses, which traditionally are our big money-making things, in real terms are actually bringing less and less into Auroville. In other words, we are facing something of a financial crisis. The problem, as he saw it, is we don't know enough about the Auroville economy to know what to do next. We don't have enough information, and we have no forward planning. In his terms, there's no economic planning taking place in terms of the future. We have to create the means to think strategically. The other thing I wanted to say very briefly before we describe the shape of the day was what a Joy of Learning session is about. It's not a general meeting. And that's actually quite an important thing. We're actually here to learn. And it actually requires some kind of real behavior and psychological shift. We're not here to